Hey, so in this video I'm going to explain what features are upcoming for Microthemer. So I'm recording this video when Microthemer 7 is just about to be released. I'm not going to give you specific dates about these upcoming features, but I can say that they'll be released in, say, 3 phases. So phase 1 features are going to be concerning the folders. So right now we can add selectors to folders, single selectors, but it doesn't support any other type of content. So what we're going to have in the future is the ability to add CSS, Sass, or JavaScript code snippets to a folder alongside single selectors, and that will replace the current full code view we've got here, where we've just got a single file for entering Sass and a single file for entering JavaScript. So on the new versions, we're going to have an option here where instead of just adding a selector to a folder, you'll be able to add a CSS or JavaScript snippet. There'll also be an option here where you can assign page logic to a specific folder. So there'll be some extra options here. So that's just like for performance reasons. So you would say if you are adding CSS that only relates to, say, the About page, you could limit this CSS to only display on the About page rather than being added to the global CSS file that's included on every page of the site. And you also have other options there, like being able to include the CSS inline or lazy loading it, things like that. And you won't just it won't just be the option to assign CSS to a single page. That would be a bit more flexible with the logic there, like types of page, like posts or pages or custom templates, or on the WordPress backend as well. We're also going to support subfolders as well, just so you can keep things a bit more organized. Here at the moment there's just the option of having one level of selectors inside a folder, but you'll have folders inside folders, etc. So in phase 2, we're going to look at improving the on-canvas controls. At the moment, you can't, say, adjust padding and margin using dragging on the canvas. And with grid, you just have a control panel here. You don't do anything actually on the canvas. So we're going to be improving the on-canvas controls as well, various properties. There's going to be Unsplash integration as well. Right now, if you want to link to an Unsplash background image, you can just copy the URL from Unsplash and paste it in here. But we're going to have a browser just like we do with with Google Fonts. So we have a browser here for browsing Google Fonts. We'll have a browser for browsing Unsplash as well. Also, with regards to variables, so right now we can define variables in the code here. Right, hyphen, the name of the variable, colon, and then the value. And then, say for another selector, we could, let's go to here, and then I'll go to the font property groups. We can pick up those variables here. So in this site variables option here, we can pick them up and we can also refresh them if we've edited them. But there's no UI control over creating variables. You have to use the style sheet like you just saw. So we're going to add some support for that to make things a bit easier for non-coders. And we're also going to slightly change the way event-based animation is handled. So at the moment you can say assign an animation to this heading. Let me just do a simple one like pulse. And actually pulse animations don't work on inline elements. As you can see, this notification here tells us some information about that. So I could just, to fix this quickly, I'll just go to the behavior group and set this to block. And then go back here, and then see if our animation's working. And we can get that to happen in response to, say, a mouse enter or something. So if we hover over it, it will run the animation. But this is quite limited at the moment to the specific case of animation. What's going to happen in future is you'll be able to set these events, create selector variations that respond to events. So you can create a selector, say, for mouse enter, and then apply a whole load of styles that will apply when the user mouse hovers an element. So just to expand the use of that a little bit. So that's all phase 2. So basically the folders were phase 1, and the logic and all that kind of stuff. Everything else relating to like on-canvas adjustments and everything else I've discussed, Unsplash, GUI variable management, and updating the way event-based styles are applied. That's phase 2. And then phase 3 would be integration with like a JavaScript motion library like GSAP or something. And that's just where we're going to take the animation properties up another level. We're going to have some stock style presets as well, like shadows and button styling and like small component styling, that kind of thing. And then I'm going to make a decision. I'm not sure if it will be affirmative yet, but I'm going to make a decision about whether to port MT as a cloud service. So at the moment it's a WordPress plugin that you can only use to style WordPress sites. We may also offer it, we'll always keep it as a WordPress plugin, but we may also offer it as a cloud service so you can style non-WordPress sites using Microthemer. Yeah, and that's everything in the short-ish term to medium term. And there may be other features as well that bump up the priority a bit. Like, for instance, page builder integration is something that I generally just add when enough of my existing users are using a particular page builder and really want there to be some deep integration with it. Obviously, Microthemer works flexibly with any kind of WordPress content. So you can always style the output of a page builder's content by loading the front end view in Microthemer here. But sometimes I set up deep integration like I've done with Elementor and Beaver Builder and Oxygen, where you can use both programs at the same time, and you can do your editing here with the page builder, and then you can also do some styling and like the kind of overlay selections like this kind of step out of each other's way when you need to. So that takes a bit of individual setup. So yeah, if you do particularly want a page builder to be supported with deep integration, then let me know. Okay, thanks for watching.